All living animals and plants tend to overpopulate their life support, so individuals who can't get food or shelter are forced off the stage. We humans should be better in a good way. Instead, we humans stand out as the most socially violent predators on our planet. When threatened by economic shocks and shortages, we react through emotional instinctive fear, anger, and hatred. Passions unite us with other like-minded people for often brutal us versus them discrimination against others of our own kind. As overpopulation outstrips the technologies and the resources that kept us well-fed and comfortable, prejudices can explode. Compared with other socially violent animals like wolves and hyenas, we humans are infinitely more dangerous. Harvard's Stephen LeBlanc says this in his book, Constant Battles. Since the beginning of time, over a quarter of all human deaths have resulted from human violence. Our greatest modern peril is that the overpopulation violence response buried deep in our human psychological natures no longer fits a world dominated by nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons. You know, almost every social problem from hunger to war is aggravated by a demographic dimension. Consider job creation. Quality U.S. job creation is not keeping up with U.S. population growth and hasn't for the last several decades. National security population strategy planning has become an absolute imperative. Consider U.S. oil dependence. The United States is using 25% of the world's resources, yet we only control a piddling 2% of the world's reserves. In the year 2011, the United States had troops, our children, fighting in 3 oil-relevant theaters around the world. At the same time, our population continued to grow by immigration and conceptions fueled by limitless animal passion. Consider environmental care. We struggle to reduce our environmental impact while the number of polluters grows ever larger. Consider government cost cutting. We struggle to cut costs while our benefit-hungry population grows without pause. You can help make a difference. Chances are you live in a country that desperately needs national security population strategy planning. Communicate to government leaders in writing that population often matters more than any other single factor. Ask friends to do the same. Chances are that a religion near you is struggling to revive precious and ancient core values. Values that have been lost as other religions were outcompeted during centuries of blatant overpopulation aggression. Folks, you could help bring ancient, precious core faith values back to life. You know, the chances are that the poorest people in your community are those conceived with the least amount of planning, preparation, and foresight. Again, your efforts to discourage unplanned conceptions and encourage population sensitivity can make a big difference both to your community and to those conceived. My own dear father suffered brutally and bitterly as a consequence of being an undervalued child. You know, for good or for ill, our future and our children's future is determined by the 4 phases of the human overpopulation cycle: Eden, Eden fading, oppression, and apocalypse, all as detailed in the scientifically based writings that you'll find right here. No other single factor so powerfully sets our course or controls our joys, travails, and our ultimate fate. Please help. Our human overpopulation violence response no longer fits a world dominated by nuclear, biological, and chemical hazards. The more that you and I do today, the less sacrifice and devastation will be faced by future generations.